Now, I think the band that really started this discussion was a band you've been listening to recently, Ahab.
Yes, Ahab.
It amazes me that it took so long for you to get into Ahab.
Well, I mean, I listened to them back when you first introduced me to them, and I just knew I liked them, but I never really got into detail with a lot of their work. But lately I've been listening to their newest album, The Divinity of the Ocean, which came out in 2009, and that one I love it. I mean, it's well, the one reason why we brought it up is it's when I was reading on it was that it's actually the guitar, two of the guitarists from Midnight Soul, Christian Hector and Daniel Droste, and I did a review a while ago for Midnight Soul, and they sound completely different than what Ahab is. I would say even some of the recording. I remember I wasn't crazy about some of Midnight Soul's recordings, like vocally. I feel like Ahab, I don't know, it was done better, I feel like. But either way, Ahab is a lot more towards the doom side of things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's, I think they list themselves as nautical doom metal.
Right.
It's all about the ocean and what have you.
And I mean, the tempos are very slow.
Oh, yes.
Compared to Midnight Soul, which is just more of a normal upbeat.
Up-tempo, yeah.
You know, but I don't know. I feel like Ahab is one of the bands that we kind of joke about where the snare comes down like 5 seconds after.
Oh,
after
you hear like Virgin Black kick, and then 30 minutes later snare, yeah.
Or ISIL, their older album.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. I just been listening to the album for a while now, and that just got me thinking like, oh, it's really interesting that these guys are making two sets of music all together through their main band versus their side project, and
I mean that helps to keep both of them fresh, because it's not like you're having two of the same band, and
right. The only thing about that is that, like, how does the touring go with that?
Well, I mean, look at I mean, it doesn't really fit what we're talking about, but look at Barren Earth. It's also the lead singer of Swallow the Sun is the lead singer of Barren Earth, and he's managed to somehow do a Swallow the Sun tour, then a Barren Earth, a mini European tour, record a Swallow the Sun album, then record a Barren Earth album. I mean, it must be hectic.
Yeah, just busy times. So.
But I think that's also one of the things about side projects is that the members that are in your main band, have to kind of be on board with you doing the side project, because you can't hold up the entire work
schedules.
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the big things. Case in point, Mark Jansen from Epica has his side project M.A.I.M, and he went and did his thing, but it didn't. I remember reading that it didn't affect at all the recording of the latest Epica album, which comes out in March, I believe. Mm-hmm. And that's another one where it's just completely different. Female-fronted kind of symphonic metal,
right?
And then his project is, I would call it melodic death metal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like up the same kind of thing as like Insiphirum or something like that.
A lot more violent.
Yeah, a lot more violent, a lot more heavy.
Yeah.
But he's managed to kind of do both at the same time and somehow make that work.
Yeah, see, I like that about musicians that can be like, they're all around and they want to be able to express themselves in more than one genre of music, or
Yeah, and that's fun. I think that's great.
Yeah,
I mean,
it shows the talent that they have, that they can pull it off.
And I think the one that we can kind of point to is also, especially since we've just talked about this, but Alcest. Nage from Alcest has like 12 bands.
That's right.
He's just constantly with new bands, and they all share similarities, but they're all semi-different. So, he did one last year with the members of the black metal band Drugged, whatever it is, and basically it was just the band played straight up black metal, but he was doing melodic vocals over the whole thing, which is this weird contrast that you wouldn't expect.
Right.
Whereas, Alcest has that whole post-metal vibe, the whole atmospheric vibe going on. But, I mean, it's good to keep the things, good. It's good to keep the things good.
It's true. It is good to keep the things good. That's definitely...
I feel like that should be a song if it isn't already. right along the lines of "Damn, it feels good to be a gangster." It should be, "It's good to keep things good."
Let's write it.
It's good to keep things good. Wicka, wicka, wicka.
All right,
No?
let's write it. We'll write we'll write it up and put it on our next sampler.
Yeah, the sampler part 2 featuring Sorrow Eternal's new hit. It's good to keep things good. We are fucking shit, aren't we? We are just fucking assholes.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, has it though? It hasn't really been a long day for me.
Yeah.
But anyway,
L22 just waking up over here.
yeah, I just rolled off the couch to the smell of cookies and gingerbread houses. But hey, I'm sure it's a little late.
Smelling the cookies now.
Yeah, I'm smelling some things. Yeah, it's not pickles, is it? All right,
no,
that's good.
I hope not.
But yeah, so it was a quick little topic to talk about.
Yeah, something to think about, something to look out for. I mean, some of
Yeah.
these new guys. Some of these guys doing their thing.
Well, one other one I want to mention. Josh Young from Astral Winter has his other band. He's also in like 30 bands. I think he told me via email. I don't remember. I want to say he said he was in 6 bands right now.
Mm-hmm.
But his other band, Atra Vitosis, is basically, again, straight up black metal, as opposed to his like symphonic epic black metal.
Right.
Something like that. Hang on, I just want to see how many bands he's actually in.
Yeah.
He's in 4 bands right now. He has Hammerstorm, which is atmospheric folk black metal. Darkborn, depressive black metal. He's got Astral Winter, which is his epic symphonic black metal band, and then he has Atra Vitosis, which is more straight up black metal. Prolific, the guy is, that is for sure. But anyway,
Yeah, I can only imagine how some of these guys are living, being so busy and everything.
oh yeah, I mean they must be living like the MTV Cribs life.
I just feel like you never get a break if you're, especially that many bands.
Yeah, but I mean,
and
I
the
guess
material that you have to write.
But that's
It's
the
a
way
lot
they
of
want it,
material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's great if you can come up with that much material, absolutely.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if you also think at least, Astral Winter is a one-man band. I don't know how many of these other ones. I know Atra Vitosis is just him and one other guy. He does the music, the other guy does the vocals.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, to your point, having all these bands, he's got to write music for all these bands
And make sure that he doesn't end up taking some riffs from
ripping
one band.
ripping off his Astral Winter riffs for Atra Vitosis.
Yeah.
But that's why, if you look at someone like Mark Jansen in Epica and M.A.I.M, how do you go back and forth between the two without, somehow, making
Clashing.
one sound like the other?
Yeah.
Or Ahab and Midnight Soul, 2 bands that are nothing alike.
No, yeah.
Nothing. But how do you switch out of like the female-fronted symphonic type metal and then go play nautical doom?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how do you do that? I don't even know if my mind works that
Yeah,
way. It's hard
yeah.
for me to. It would be hard for me to listen to 2 albums like that in the same day.
Yeah, it's
let
a big
alone
change-up, yeah.
write an album and then go write another one. But yeah. So anyway,
Well, the last musician that I think we should mention here is
Mastodon.
no close Kanye West when he did his album.
And
with
we're out, folks. Thank you so
Jay-Z.
much for listening. Watch The Throne in stores now.
the sampler.
Well, no, I think
in
we should
store.
mention Brent Hines from Mastodon and his great side projects.
Yeah, we could mention that.
And how terrible those were. We don't even really need to talk about them. But at the same time, you kind of think that you would, having a band like Mastodon. Obviously, he's been pretty famous and prolific for his work
Yeah.
in Mastodon. But he also has Fiend Without a Face and West End Motel.
I mean, he was clearly not sober when he wrote these. I mean,
He's not sober when he does anything. That's not even a question anymore.
well, maybe he was on something different than how he's normally drinking.
Apparently, he also has a new band. Holy shit. He's got a new band that was formed late last year called Giraffe Tongue Orchestra,
What?
which features guitarist Ben Weinman of the Dillinger Escape Plan, former Jane's Addiction bassist Eric Avery, and Thomas Pridgeon, who was the drummer for the Mars Volta.
What the fuck?
I can't even imagine what that sounds like. Look, listen to his fucking... They
went on tour with what's the first band you just named?
Dillinger?
Yeah, Dillinger, right?
Yeah, let's listen to this shit. Look, these are the bands he's in right now. Side projects. This will be the last thing we'll say, and then we're done. Blue Eyed Devils, Fiend Without a Face, Mastodon, The Blood Vessels, West End Motel, 4 Hour Fogger, and Giraffe Tongue Orchestra. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
4-hour fogger. I really like that one.
Yeah, you know, Brent, you're fucking great. I mean, I'm sure all the guys in Mastodon probably listen to our podcast every week because we're fucking great. But if you're listening to this, just slow down, man. Just slow down. Just be drunk in 1 or 2 bands. You don't have to be drunk in 7 or 8 at the same time.
Easy.
Yes, take it easy.
This doesn't, change how I feel about Mastodon.
Well, yeah, we still love Mastodon, but I don't think there's been another thing he's done that I give a shit about. But anyway, I guess that's the end of that. So make sure you get onto our site and buy the sampler.
Yeah,
$6 plus shipping.
Definitely.
Sent out some to one to Mexico. We sent out some to Australia and to the Netherlands, and we sold a couple locally.
Yeah, some around here.
So make sure you order your copy before they're gone, as Murmaider pointed out last week and made me post it on Facebook numerous times. This is a limited run. We're not going back and making more. It's a one-time deal. So
that's right. Unless you pay us like millions, then we'll do it again.
We signed a contract.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all we got. Mermaid, you got anything else?
Cookies!